welcome in yet again, ladies and gentlemen, here with the Stock Car Championship Series. This time from mid-Ohio. Drone cam leaving the boundaries of the track there, but up above you see here cars starting to file out onto the course. Got about, say, 10 to 15 out on track at the moment. 8 a.m. here for our warm-up session. We'll go for another 11 minutes and then we'll jump into 4 laps of qualifying. Then 150 miles here, 65 laps at Mid-Ohio. This will be our our 5th road course race on the season. Coming into round 11, following this race, we will have 4 consecutive oval races. So any road ringers need to step up here to keep themselves in contention for the championship. And if you're an oval driver, you may be looking forward to the end of this one more than others. Right now, Jimmy Johnson leading the championship at 420 points. 15 back is Tony Stewart. And you go 24 back, Kyle Busch, Kyle Larson 4th, and Joey Logano 5th. Top 12 separated by exactly 101 points, rounding out with Darrell Waltrip. Let's see if we can find current points leader here, Jimmy Johnson. Riding with David Pearson here. His rear bumper, Pearson on a hot lap, but Jim Johnson just getting up to speed. We'll stick with these two for a minute. See Pearson still missing that nose decal. Try to get that time for next week. Pearson hits pit lane. Next week, though, be back on Wednesday. Pretty much with 4 ovals. Next one being Gateway. Then Iowa, Kansas, and Bristol. Stretch there. See what Jimmy Johnson can do with a pretty clear lap up ahead. Johnson, only 1 win on the season. That one came at New Hampshire on the 2nd race of the year. So, been a bit of a dry spell in that sense. Only 1 driver so far with more than 1 win, and that being Kyle Larson. Also focused today on last week's winner, Kyle Busch. Nice win for himself at Road America. Bit of an extended race there, road race. 50 extra miles at Road America. So it will be a quicker race here today. Let's see how that comes into play for these drivers. Johnson crossing the line first overall. We'll stick with the champ. Set a time. Try another camera shot here from our keyhole perspective at the hairpin. Oh, Jeff Gordon going quicker by 5/10. Big lap for the 24. He was very quick in practice at Road America as well. Just didn't get it all put together. Wound up with a top 10, but certainly hoping for more than that. Tied up behind Harry Gant. Dale Senior, Carl Edwards, Martin. It's going to be a trouble spot, I'm sure of it. A lot of cars going off at that corner. Quickest overall. Oh, look at Earnhardt trying to go around the high side. There's not much area to pass here unless the car makes a mistake. Again, pretty racy down the back stretch or front stretch, depending on the type of race. We'll be starting on the front, or the pit lane stretch for this one. So Earnhardt by here again. Next up will be Carl Edwards trying to get by. That's maybe a bit of a bump from Gordon. It's going to be a very tight racing though, and a lot of rubber band effect, I imagine. Coming up on 5 minutes to go in warm-up, and like I mentioned, 4 laps of qualifying, and 65 laps here at Mid-Ohio. Oh, Gordon almost got in the back of Mark Martin there as he was entering pit lane. Martin was a bit wide in his corner. Here's second quickest overall, only 2-time winner on the season, Kyle Larson. So I see something real quick. Take a look at our drone camera here in the final corner, how this looks. Oh, Kyle Petty, he's off track up ahead. Completely backwards in the grass. First incident we've seen so far. A great shot. Could do number on someone's vertigo for sure. Larson now back to third. Bobby Allison puts in a pretty good lap, 123.552. Bobby, oh, out in the grass a little bit, heading into the entry of the turn. That count as turn 3? I don't know. That bend in the straightaway, I believe, does count as a turn, and I'm not sure if the hairpin is 2 or 1. Bobby Allison looking quick though. Let's see if he can improve again. 123.5 he put down a lap ago. Off the final corner, here he comes. 2.5 minutes left in the session. He does go quicker, but Gordon at a 2:13 stays quickest overall. Bobby Allison, 0.416, third place, 0.672. So quite a separation at the front of the field. We have time here at the end of our sessions. Try to find cars. Jim Johnson, 4th overall. Right with about 7 other cars. Truex in front, Richard Petty, and Kenny Schrader. Petty went outside on Kenny Schrader into the hairpin. So making that outside pass work. Gets the momentum down the straightaway. interesting to see the different lines drivers take and what works for some and others may not. So I see a lot of difference in that. One line may not work the next. Jimmy Johnson looking pretty quick. Fourth overall, his teammate Joe Gordon leads the session. We are just about wrapped up with our warm-up. Under a minute to go. Most everybody has a lap in the books here. I don't know. Let's see. Okay, at least 37 cars have a lap down. We're up to most of these cars are on this section of the track. Very slow and lots of undulation. We'll go ahead and move forward to our next session and before time expires, so we don't have to wait the full lap for the cars to complete. On to qualifying here. Let's stay with Jeff Gordon at least for this first lap. If anybody does go quicker in qualifying, we'll jump ahead to the next quickest car and so forth. About to get underway here. Jeff Gordon with, let's see here, he got pole position at iRacing Super Speedway, where he actually won the race as well. A restrictor plate winning from the pole, obviously not very common. If anybody were to do it, it'd be someone like Jeff Gordon. Try to conserve the tires while warming them up at the same time. Just really pushing it here on his out lap. May only get one good lap out of this. See how many they choose to take, and road courses, a lot of times the drivers may only use 3 of the laps. Even at longer tracks like Road America last week, saw 2 laps for a lot of drivers, even only 1 lap for Jimmy Johnson. And had Jimmy taken 2 laps, he may have actually got the pole for that race. And into the final set of corners here, Jeff Gordon about to get underway, taking the green flag here in qualifying. (9 a.m. here, the local time in mid-Ohio. Carrying a lot of speed here, Gordon. Looking pretty smooth up the hill. Did not lose a lot there. Temperature real quick, 69 degrees out, perfect. 73 track temp and winds at 6 miles an hour. Gordon, the final corner. Lap 1 about to be in the books. Got 3 more if he chooses to use it. Who's going to be quickest here in lap 1? currently, I'm seeing Cale Yarborough at the top. Cale Yarborough been a beast this season. He's running 6th in points. However, what his claim to fame on the season is being probably the fastest car in the field. He has got fastest lap 4 times on the season. 1 win, that coming at, let's see. I was actually at the Indianapolis Road Course just a few weeks ago. Road racing not lost here on Cale Yarborough. Team currently running 3rd in the overall team standings. Pretty much by themselves at this point. Trying to close in on the top 2 of Hendrick and Gibbs. Around the final corner here. Carousel into the left-hander. Lap 2. Anyone go quicker? Yes, they do. Including Cale, but Cale does not maintain his pace. Joey Logano now jumps to the front. Jimmy Johnson 2nd, Kyle Busch 3rd, Richard Petty 4th, Bobby Allison now 5th. Logano up by a full 1/10 of a second, 0.105 over Jimmy Johnson. Looking pretty comfortable at the top. Now, does everybody use this final lap? Final set of corners for Logano. See what he decides to do as he gets to the apex. He's going wide, but stays on track. Thought he was maybe going to pit entrance there, but stays out and crosses the line. Goes quicker. No, he does not. He loses time, but Richard Petty does go quicker. Richard Petty up into the hairpin, 123.269. So just about just under 3/10 quicker than Logano. Larson and Wallace move up as well to 3rd and 4th. Big shift there at the front of the field. Richard Petty, though, bit unexpected, I'd say. See if he uses his 4th lap and can maybe even improve on this one. I don't believe. Okay, yeah, Richard Petty has won pole position at Chicago on the season, but yet to win a race. And, that's obviously the first on his checklist here is getting a race win, but putting a sticker over the door frame for being on pole wouldn't be too shabby either. Got a few other drivers with coming into pit lane. We got a few other drivers with 2 first place qualifying runs already. So add Richard Petty to that list. Along with Joey Logano, Kyle Busch, and Tony Stewart. Richard Petty now also with 2 pole positions on the season. So there we are, qualifying wrapped up. Richard Petty, Joey Logano, Kyle Larson, Rusty Wallace, and Jimmy Johnson, your top 5. Kyle Busch, Jeff Gordon, Cale Yarborough, Bobby Allison, and Dale Earnhardt Sr. That's your top 10. Tony Stewart, quite a ways back here in 11th. Wanted to keep close with Jimmy Johnson so he doesn't lose too much ground in the championship. Matt Kenseth also pretty far back with Denny Hamlin. Darrell Waltrip 12th in points, trying to stay within that 100-point threshold of the lead. Bill Elliott perhaps not getting the starting position he was hoping for. Everybody back into the garage, and we'll go ahead and advance here to the race session. And this will be a shortened pace lap. I believe it will be right at basically the final corner when we are taking from the pace car here. Yeah, so it is a very short run to the green flag. Let's go ahead and take a look at the field, though. We'll run through, and you'll see where your favorite driver is on the grid. Rusty Wallace, what a qualifying run here. See if he can back that up in the race. And you see Cale Yarbrough, Jeff Gordon, those guys both very quick in practice. Bobby Allison. And the question, I think, is will we see many cautions here today, or will it be long run, green flag runs? Still yet to be determined. We ran a practice race here quite a while ago. I don't remember the exacts of those results. I know it was a good race. Otherwise, we would not be running here. But these cup cars tend to have minds of their own on road courses. See, ending out the field here, getting to the tail end. Ken Schrader and Neil Bonnet gonna bring up the last row. 10 a.m. start time here, local. Track temp up a bit from qualifying, as is the ambient, up to 71. We'll go ahead and get this race underway. 65 laps at Mid-Ohio. Take a look as the cars roll by for the green flag. There is your pole sitter, Richard Petty, and alongside Joey Logano. And just like that, we are at the starter stand. Let's get this underway. Richard Petty off the final corner takes it to the green flag. It's a big jump on Logano, who is still stuck out on the outside. Larson might get into second. Big battle here. Make it off this corner okay. So far, so good. Lead already for Richard Petty into turn, or down the back straightaway. Larson in second. Everybody's still on track, so it's great news here early on. Petty pulling out a big gap here, already almost a second. Get one lap in the books already. One lap down, and you see already good so far. Not a lot of shoving going on. I'm sure it'll we didn't have much contact here on the first lap. Now you see everybody go off the track. But down the back stretch once again. Petty continues to lead. Gap maybe just over a second as they enter the heavy braking zone. Logano looking for a way by, as is Jimmy Johnson right behind. Go on board here with Logano. Get an idea what a lap is like around Mid-Ohio. Here in a cup car. Logano having a stellar season so far, in the top 5 in points. Looks like we maybe had one car go off. We'll take a look in a moment. Didn't lose too much time though. You see on your far right as we were passing by turn 1, a bit behind the field. Really closing up through the hill. Oh, Richard Petty got a little bit of smoke on his tire, so could see some tire wear at about this point already on lap 3. Seen, from what I remember, about 14 to 18 laps for average fuel or tire run here. Depending on what they want to go with first, the tires will fall off dramatically. We're already seeing it. From the blimp back to our ground level cameras. Top 5 really getting away. Bobby Allison's going to be 6th, but not too far back. But it's the top 5 we've seen a lot this season, at least 3 of them. Larson, Logano, and Jimmy Johnson 2nd through 4th. Those guys have been at the front routinely. Meanwhile, Tony Stewart and Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch trying to get by Bobby Allison there for 6th, and that'll move him potentially into that battle for the top 5. Tony Stewart, however, he's back here still in 11th, working with Dale Seaman, who's a bit out of shape through the hill, and that's going to cause Tony Stewart a position. That usually happens. The one that doesn't make the mistakes, the one that's going to get caught out. Let's say we have a moment. Rusty Wallace. Oh no. He had such a good race. Oh, it's. Oh goodness. We got another one off here. It looks like Craig Biffle might be going around. That's Harry Gant. He's up there. I thought Biffle was going around again. But that's 3 cars now have gone off. It looks like we have even another one up ahead here. That's Martin Truex. Gets it back going. Cars starting to have some offs already. Lap 5 now. Rusty with such a promising qualifying run, it's just got to be gutting for his team and the Penske organization. It seems like they can't ever seem to get both drivers with a good result at the same time. It's always one or the other. It's like we got quite the battle here coming off this quarter for 9th. Yeah, Earnhardt was able to get by Harvick. See Tony Stewart trying to get by Mark Martin after getting with that position. Seems another car off. Oh my. That was like a big one. Ooh. Heavy impact. Yeah, he brings it to pit lane. Harry Gant, first car. Oh, and Truex goes off again. When it rains, it pours for some of these guys. But Harry Gant must have done some damage to his suspension. Still about a 1 second gap here for first and second. Larson at least maintaining the gap, not losing time anymore. But top 5 has stayed about the same since we dropped the green flag. Bobby Allison been able to get a bit of breathing room on Kyle Busch back behind. Looks like Jimmy Johnson's a little eager to get by Logano. Back stretch. So it looked like Gordon almost went for position on Jimmy Johnson as Jimmy got a little out of shape over the crest of that hill. About halfway through this first run. Looks like we got Harry Gant back on pit lane. Fortunate for Tony Stewart's hatting off. Oh my goodness. Second in points. Let's see what happened. We have to go back for this one. See, here it is, same corner. Just gets out wide behind Mark Martin. Stays out of the fence. But cannot get back on track until well down the running line. You see, Shrek's still rounding out the field, but he's not too far ahead of the leaders now. It's only 30 seconds. He's got to be a little concerned about that. Do here, just take a look at the field as they make their way through these S's. Check out the gaps through the field. Kenseth making a move on Chase Elliott there. Tony Stewart should be back to the rear bumper of the tail end of the field and maybe a lapse time, and see if he can start making up some positions. Now it is all about damage control, and just gotta hope that maybe Jimmy Johnson will have a problem too. Another car around. What do we got? Oh, it's Davey Allison this time. See how hard of an impact. Oh, he's out of control entirely. Oh. Yeah, he crushed it. 2 cars headed to pit lane already. Gant is in pits getting his repairs done. And Davey Allison will be there in just a moment. Gap to second is now 2.2. So Larson losing touch with the lead. Shallow line for Larson, and Logano tried to make a move, losing a bit of ground in the final corner. It's like Dale Earnhardt closing in on Kelly Yarborough a little bit. Bobby Allison maybe a little bit of trouble back here. He was pretty low. Bobby Allison's actually coming out of pit lane. Wow, so another car with issues. He has had just terrible luck so far. Oh my goodness. A lap down. Let's see what happened. Sure. Oh, big there, but I don't know that Bobby Allison had a problem. Just pitting early on lap 9. Apologize for the jumping around there, but got clarification now. Martin Truex Jr. doing the same thing. Being a little off sequence might help his race. At this point, he needs a miracle. Kyle Busch now, without Bobby Allison in front of him, can be able to make up some ground. On to lap 11 already. Oh, Larson getting a little bit on the defensive line here. Not sure it's necessary as Logano is about 2 car lengths back. So got Davey Allison, Harry Gant, Martin Truex all on pit lane. Looks like Truex actually getting a little extra work done. Everyone in the top 5 remaining out on track. Davey Allison, though, he's leading right here with the lead pack. Not the best timing here, but let's see how it works out if he's able to give way to these top 5. Oh, Jimmy Johnson really sliding it in rear first there. It's like his super truck days. The tail end first. Oh, Richard Petty's going around. Leader is going around, and he's hard into the wall. with the rear, so we should be okay. Logano's here too. Oh my, what a moment we just had. And now they are stuck waiting for a gap to get back out on track. They might get towed back. I don't see any opening. Richard Petty, he's gone. Logano's gone. Oh my goodness. Larson inherits the lead as two of the leaders just wreck out. Hendrick 1, 2, 3. Jimmy Johnson's got to be thinking, what did I do to deserve this great luck? Tony Stewart out. Well, not out, but he's wrecked. He's well off pace. He's in the mid-30th. At best, 30th place. Logano just got towed back. He was 5th in points. Larson's 4th in points. But how much does it matter when you're 2nd in the race? Knock on wood, though, if you're Jimmy Johnson. You've seen how easy it is. Truex Jr. just up ahead of the leader here, Kyle Larson. I'm not sure he'll put up too much of a fight as he is many laps down. Just an incredible turn of events here. Ooh, Richard Petty just got to pit lane. Logano should be there in a moment. Fastest lap of the race currently belongs to Kyle Larson. 1:23.969. I believe he's the only car under 1:24. Getting real close now to Truex, under a second, and I'm sure Truex will give way. Oh, but he really closes the gap. Does Jim Johnson. Larson gets a good angle. Nice job by Truex. Tight part of the track, but really doing a good job. Letting these guys stay in touch. Pit stops could be any lap now. Just depending on how these guys are feeling about their tires. There's your top 5. Larson, Jimmy Johnson, Jeff Gordon, Kyle Busch, and Ken Yarborough. Separated by maybe about 4 or 5 seconds right now. We are right now at the 1/5 point of this race. On lap 15. Whoa. Which is just about a quarter of the race. Coming up on lap 16. And Jimmy Johnson has closed right in. And apologize for the drop in connection there. Seems to be typical these days. But didn't miss anything. Car is still running first and second, less than a car length separating the two. Jimmy Johnson to really close the gap here, looking for the lead. really ready to just capitalize on all the issues his competitors have faced today. Make the pass. Will he pit before Larson to try to undercut? I mean, there are options here. Ken Schrader rejoining the fray right here in turn one. Good to see him back out on. Oh, he's actually just had a spin, but he's been on track. Who has had real problems so far. Cars like Chase Elliott, Michael Waltrip, they're 2 laps down. Truex, Davey Allison are 3 laps down. Harry Gant and Kurt Busch very much out of the running. Kurt Busch may even be out of the race. We'll have to check on that. Jump on board with Jimmy Johnson here to see this really all over the rear bumper of Kyle Larson. Bit of a gap forming as I say that though. So 2 seconds back to Jeff Gordon in third, and 5 seconds now back to Kyle Busch. This was about the furthest that we saw any of these guys stretch it when we ran here in our practice race. So to see them already this far into the run is a bit surprising. And really nobody's come down yet. Had some back markers trying to go off strategy. See Jimmy just kind of biding his time for the moment. Can't quite get to Larson, so not pushing it too hard here. Maybe wait and see what happens during the pit stops, and nothing can be done then. Push on this next stint. We're losing a bit of touch, but still has eyes on the top 2. Kyle Busch and Cale Yarborough. This battle for 4th heating up, and Dale Sr.'s joined it. Oh, and look at that. Jimmy Johnson right there for the lead. Putting pressure that we haven't seen all race yet. Position. We got a car that went around at the top of the hill. Showed he was in 11th at the time. It was Matt Kenseth. Wow, Kenseth being towed back to pit lane. Oh, Jimmy's off. He saves it though. He was off the track and kept going. Haven't seen that at least firsthand yet. Someone getting into the grass, saving it. Oh, top 2, they hit pit lane. Gordon staying out. Cale Yarborough decided to pit. Larson exits first. They're gonna get out right around 10th on track. Logano, a few laps down, is right here with Jimmy and Larson. Joey's actually 1 lap down, so not too bad with his issues. But Larson does get out first. And they pit on lap 19. So yeah, a bit further than we anticipated. Gordon responds this lap. Maybe just didn't want to deal with all the traffic on pit lane. Try to get a clean entrance to his box, and he's in. There goes Kyle Busch as well. Dale Earnhardt Sr., everybody in. How does it play out? I'm sure that Larson will get out first. See him in the background coming through the final set of corners. Where does it work for Jimmy Johnson, though? He's been hung up by a bit of traffic. There we go. It's going to be closer than I thought. Gordon's there. And he's racing right with Kyle Larson on exit. Larson goes off and hits the cones. Gordon has the lead into the hairpin on cold tires. What does Larson do? Does he force the issue on the outside? He's going. Huge run down the backstretch here with Jeff Gordon side by side for the lead. Pseudo teammates. Gotta be careful. Still got the fresher tires. Or the warmer tires, I should say. Larson pushing hard, knowing what's at stake. Gordon staying to the inside. Cannot quite get there. And Larson will get the spot. Jimmy Johnson's struggling here with Davey Allison. Not what he was hoping for. But what a job by Kyle Larson holding off Jeff Gordon. I thought Jeff Gordon was going to get the lead here. That was close. The traffic there that Larson and Jimmy were facing is what caused that to happen, and Jimmy did lose out, in fact. Whole top 6 closed up during that exchange. So we were guessing 14 to 18 laps on stop. See, Ernie Irvin spun back there in the keyhole. We're actually seeing about 19 to 22 laps. Makes a big difference here. Oh, that's a big pass here for Jimmy Johnson, trying to get by Logano. Looks like he's going to get that and cleanly. Now focus back on the lead of the race. Now a third of the race been complete here at Mid-Ohio. 30 minutes in. Been a quick one so far. All cars, it seems, on track. Even Harry Ganton, 8th place. Everybody was able to get repairs. We got a slew of cars, multiple laps down. Ranging from Tony Stewart and Joey Logano to Harry Ganton and Michael Waltrip. Everybody's had some bad luck, it seems. Except, those up front, knock on wood. Clinton Boyer, he's in 28th, last car on the lead lap, so probably wanting to hold on to this position, but knows that it's inevitable and he's going to get ran over if he doesn't get out of the way. Gap to second, though. Completely close up in 2 turns, and Jimmy Johnson might be there in the next set of corners. Top 3 under a blanket. Wow, very close here. Through the final set of corners. Let's go take a look at our one shot here. There's the top 3 all in one frame. Trying to get by the 07 of Clinton Boyer. There you go, under braking there, get that done. I think all 3 should be able to clear him. Oh, Larson gets sideways. Pretty exciting moment there. Great shot of the front straight away from our drone camera. Back to the lead though. Like 12th place currently in pits. I'm not sure. Oh, Jeff Gordon, he's almost around. He did what Jimmy did and saved it, but almost collected Jimmy on exit, and Jimmy gets by. Oh my God, they almost took each other out. Sidewheel racing can really make your heart stop. Let's see what we got on pit lane. Is that Kevin Harvick? Yes, it is. Harvick must have an issue. Gordon came out of the pits in first, battle for first for about a lap. Larson took over, now makes a mistake. Gordon back to third. We got 4th, 5th, and 6th. A couple lap down cars in between top 3 and then the next 3. Jim Johnson getting back onto the racing line as it gets by Michael Waltrip. That's the top 3 without any problem. Lots of traffic up ahead here for the leaders. 25th and 26th of Darrell Waltrip and Jeff Burton. They are wanting to stay on the lead lap. Oh, Kyle Petty. He's around at the top of the hill. Bit of a dangerous spot for him there. And I'm seeing Kyle Busch is around. I think I jinxed him. He is around. And I think he got the wall hard here. Let's take a look. Okay, ooh. That was brutal. He's still parked, but he's getting going. Avoids the worst of it. We are seeing a lot of cars going off here and a lot of gravel being kicked up onto the track. Oh, there goes more dirt from Chase Elliott. Larson goes by his teammate. Jimmy Johnson clears just barely, cuts off the nose of the Napa machine. It's a very interesting way to go about it. See it twice now for Jimmy Johnson. A bit aggressive if you ask me. Here's Martin Truex. He's a bit off pace, letting a lot of these quicker cars by. Trying to get some laps in at this point. Bit of an obstacle out there though. I'm sure some of the leaders would prefer him not maybe even be out there at this point. Not that much damage to the engine. Larson weaving through the traffic. Jimmy Johnson staying close. On lap 27 now. More and more traffic seeming to show up in front of our leaders. They're too wide now. Down the back stretch, Ken Schrader and Darrell Waltrip. Waltrip clears Ken Schrader though. Heading up into the hill. This is 22nd on up. Right in front of the leader. We understand we are going to get a yellow flag here for excessive debris on track through much of the track, just due to cars going off. So Terry Labonte stays on the lead lap, and this will give a lap back to Ken Schrader on lap 27. Larson, Jimmy Johnson, Jeff Gordon, Cale Yarbrough, Mark Martin, that's your top 5. A bit further back, close to 20 seconds even. David Pearson, Alan Kowicki, Denny Hamlin, Dale Earnhardt, and Kyle Busch, your top 10. And you got Bill Elliott, Dale Sr., Dale Jarrett, Bobby Labonte, Carl Edwards, Keselowski, Rusty Wallace, Neil Bonnet, Bubba Wallace, Darrell Waltrip, Terry Labonte, and now Ken Schrader. That's going to be 22nd. That's all the cars on the lead lap. Everyone back a lap down, and that includes cars like Joey Logano, Bobby Allison, Kurt Busch. List them off here as we go through the running order. Richard Petty, Matt Kenseth, Kevin Harvick, all 1 lap down. Tony Stewart is 2 laps down in 34th. Truex, with all the issues he's been having, 3 laps down in 36th. Both the Napa cars, 38th and 39th, with their problems. And here again, rounds out the field in 40th, 8 laps down. Riding along with your leader here, that is Kyle Larson, though, with the pace car. But a very clean race regarding collisions on track, but just a lot of cars going off into the grass and into the gravel. Accelerating back on track and bringing that gravel onto the track needed to be swept off. Swept. Schrader will get the wave around here. Got a few cars taking a pit lane. Those that are maybe not on the lead lap. So, see what leaders do take. Don't see many, if any. So Ken Schrader getting his lap back. These guys are lapped down by Keselowski, Rusty, Neil Bonnet on the lead lap. Interesting call. Bobby Labonte, Dale Jarrett. So a bit of strategy here on lap 29. Mark it down. Other cars pit on lap 20, 21. Could make things interesting for the end of this race. I mean, with the issues we've had on track, anybody has a shot here. And we've seen twice now where Jimmy Johnson and Jeff Gordon have actually even lost control through that hill part of the track and been able to keep it going straight. I don't know how. Well, not straight, but they kept it on track and did not get fully back to the grass or to the gravel and go off into those tire barriers. Incredible they were able to keep it together. All right, we've seen Tony Stewart and Richard Petty both do it live. Got quite a few cars here in the top 10 having a great run, like David Pierce and Alan Kowicki. You know, great to see them running so well. Hamlin's had a bit of a rough year. 11th in points, but just hasn't fully come together. Going green this next time by. Jimmy Johnson, a bit of a dry spell despite still being atop the point standings. He can come away with a win and can blow this championship wide open. Meanwhile, a win for Kyle Larson could close him up to Jimmy Johnson. Gordon and Cale Yarbrough also trying to get themselves back into the thick of things. Top four, that's a lot at stake. And then you got Pearson, Kowicki, Mark Martin. You know, those guys, they're looking for a win. Coming up on the halfway point of this race. Fastest lap still belongs to Kyle Larson. Only car that I've seen under the 1 minute 24 second mark. Pace car about to pull off. Just a couple corners to go before we get back to green. Quite a few cars still trying to figure out where they are in line here. But it looks like they have it about figured out. Green flag coming out regardless. Tough to get everybody shuffled around with the twists and turns of Mid-Ohio, very narrow track, but Kyle Larson's gonna hit the go button here and he's away. With the run off the final corner, it's just impossible to keep pace unless you're outpacing the leader. And second place typically takes advantage like Gordon does and moves into P2 from third. Turn 2, the keyhole, hairpin, backstretch with the bend there. Spreading out amongst the field already. Gordon looking to the high side, trying to get the run into the next corner and be on the inside. It's a lot of switchbacks at Mid-Ohio. Mark Martin's going for third. He might get this pass because I think Jimmy Johnson's going for a ride. There he goes, your points leader. Points leader is off. Heavy in the wall, Jimmy Johnson. I do not think this car is getting back going. It is not. He is the only one who went off. Oh my goodness. Let's go back here. We gotta see that one more time. Ton of speed. Oh, stout hit for the points leader. Oh my goodness. How long will it take for him to get back out on track? Greg Biffle, he's coming down pit lane. Is this a planned stop? It may be. Look at the gap now to Mark Martin. Top two, they're pulling away by 2 seconds. Unbelievable. Jimmy Johnson now very likely to lose the points lead here today. He's got a nice gap over second, which is Tony Stewart. Stewart's in 33rd, so won't lose the points lead to him. However, Kyle Busch, who's third in points, having a decent run, and Kyle Larson, he's leading. Not only has Larson leading, he's led the most laps as well. We are getting the yellow flag. Debris. Jimmy Johnson. His wreck bringing out the caution. What happened here? Oh, it was Dale Jr. that brought out the caution. Checking up the whole field here. Yeah, that caution was going to be needed regardless there. Happening concurrently with the debris caution. Dale Jr. goes around and makes contact with quite a few other cars. I'm seeing a lot of cars right now off track. Let's check with Tony Stewart. See what happened to these guys. There's a lot of cars now showing in trouble. Just nowhere to go. Got quite a few cars getting towed back. You see Stewart's back, so these guys will hopefully all get back on track before losing any more laps. Looks like they will. And just barely make it. Quite a few cars coming to pit lane. Got Hamlin, Kyle Busch, Darrell Waltrip. So Mid-Ohio getting a little crazy here. Kyle Larson, your leader. Jeff Gordon second. You see Mark Martin and Cale Yarbrough. They're in third and fourth. Fifth place, David Pearson. It's right along behind the pace car here for the few moments while we get things back in order. Had Jimmy Johnson heavy in the wall, and then Dale Jr. go around taking out about 5 other cars. Bobby Labonte got damaged, but he's still on track. So we still got 21 cars on the lead lap. Next car lap down is going to be Richard Petty. So if he gets back on the lead lap, I wouldn't count him out. And got about 8 other cars behind him a lap down. Jimmy Johnson is now officially 2 laps down in 34th, right behind Tony Stewart. So first and second in points are currently 34th and 33rd in this race. Kyle Busch just hit pit lane, so he's mixed among the field right now, and could be in a bit of a precarious spot come once you get the green flag back in the air. Looks like we're going to add another lap though to this caution, just as maybe these guys will not have caught up in time and just get everyone in order could take a bit. A lot of cars still coming their way through down through the carousel now. Past the halfway point here at Mid-Ohio. Been a pretty thrilling race so far. Just unpredictable with not knowing what can happen here on the corner at the top of the hill. I see Mark Martin up 10 spots so far. Good run for him. Bubba Wallace. Wow, up 27 currently. Yeah, no one's going to top that for Hard Chargers. Schrader's up 22. See, Logano started second, back to 30th. And Jimmy Johnson started 5th, back to 34th. Jimmy Johnson's actually still on pit lane getting repairs done. So not quite back out on track for Jimmy. He's lost another lap. I thought he was there with Tony Stewart. He is not. More damage than he thought. Couldn't get it backed in, so maybe has a bit more suspension damage. But 1 to go here this time, bud. Getting back in line here. Cars still shuffling around here trying to make sure they're lined up right for this restart. So 2 cautions so far. 1 for all of the debris on the track with all the cars we had go off in the first half. Track needed to be swept off, and from there, 1 lap later, Jimmy Johnson goes off into the tire barrier, only to be followed up immediately by Dale Earnhardt Jr. spinning and blocking the track. causing many cars to get towed back to the pits. Fortunately, most were able to stay on the lap they were. Should be an exciting finish here, though. Very curious to see what will happen on the restart here in this very corner. Time and time again, we've lost at least one car on these restarts on the initial start. Jim Johnson's still behind the wall, now back to 38. Here comes the green flag. Larson will get a good jump. He's away. Mark Martin, that is, will jump up to second. Can Jeff Gordon hold his position on the outside here? He's going to try. He's there. Gordon's there, so he might be able to get it down this straightaway into turn 2. He can outbrake Mark Martin, but Mark Martin is going to hold on. Pearson going to go for third. Bit sideways, a few of these guys. Older tires, don't forget, we have a lot of different strategy now we've been playing out. Yarbrough getting by Pearson. Get to that camera here up atop the hill. Just over and see, can everybody make it through cleanly? Oh boy. Hold on, everyone. There goes Terry and Bubba. No! Both guys having great runs. Heartbreak. Oh, there goes Boyer. So we lost a couple good ones there. Bubba and Labani. Carson now out by a second over Jeff Gordon. He's able to hold off Mark Martin. Cale Yarbrough and Dale Earnhardt now round out the top 5. So looking smooth. Pit stops maybe in another 5 laps. Provided they were offered quite a few caution laps there. I don't imagine we'll see anybody in too soon. Oh, Pearson and Kowicki had an issue. Oh no, they pit. Sorry. And actually, it appears we got Mark Martin's in, Cale Yarbrough. Okay. Yeah, big stops here. Now, if you're Kyle Larson and Jeff Gordon, do you come to pit lane right now and counter that move? If you're Earnhardt Sr., you could even capitalize. Larson was very out of control compared to second and third. Here's crew chief, maybe tone it down a bit. We got time. Here comes Larson. Gordon. Earnhardt. Top three all in. Looks like Rusty will be staying out on track. There's Mark Martin. He's running with Bubba Wallace right now. Oh, wow. It's a bit wide. Bubba, much older tires, and they even spun a moment ago. He's really struggling here, and these guys are going to get out well behind Gordon and Dale Sr. Kyle Larson. Better stop. He's about to just pull away, I think, at this point. Rusty coming through here. He's got Kevin Harvick in front. Harvick's gonna pull over, perhaps. Give Rusty some room. Is Rusty gonna try to pit? Ooh. It's sideways. Bobby Labonte. No, actually, Rusty will not be pitting. I mean, he pit on lap 33, so not long ago. And Bobby Labonte, lap 29. These guys are good for a while. I saw Jimmy Johnson back out on track. So good to see that car back out running. 25 laps remain. It's getting down to it here at Mid-Ohio. For second, Labonte and Jarrett had their battles over the years. The whole rear end smashed in on that 18. You know, he got run into by Dale Jr. when he went around, and look at this now. Sitting second and fourth. Even Darrell Waltrip up here in the top five, able to make a good run out of it. Go back and check with Kyle Larson. So running a bit by himself at the moment. Jeff Gordon here, he's a few seconds back. He's got a gap back to Dale Earnhardt Sr. with Jeff Burton in between. Dale Sr. doesn't have any for a few seconds and a few cars. Oh, Rusty Wallace is around. Is your leader. Oh my gosh, we might have been able to get away with a caution there, but now Dale Jarrett was able to get by for the lead here on Bobby Labonte. Rusty Wallace goes around. Let's check it out what happened. In a bit hot. Had the fresh tires and overcooked it. Now, the leader is Dale Jarrett. I just don't even know what to think sometimes with this race. So now we've got 7th place in trouble. That's Bill Elliott. How hard did he get in here? He was running with Kyle Busch, and he's got a lot of speed. Slow down a bit by the gravel, not enough. So let's get to Kyle Busch. He's up to 6th. Interesting car to keep an eye on. He's got a lot of speed and he can see the lead, and those are two things you don't want Kyle Busch to have. Oh wow, cones go flying. Rusty Wallace driving with maybe a bit of anger now, just wipes him out. Rusty throwing away potentially fantastic finish here, still in the top 20, but gotta be kicking himself now. So Darrell Waltrip up to 3rd, Bobby Labonte 2nd, and there's your leader, Dale Jarrett. Earnhardt Jr. had an issue. He's on pit lane. Oh, man, they're dropping like flies at this point. Great run here for Dale Jarrett. Pulling away now from Bobby Labonte by over 2 seconds. So Labonte losing speed. Darrell Waltrip at 5-lap pressure tires might be looking to get by. Got the top 6 all running here, nose to tail. Oh, 2nd through 6th. Dale Jarrett pulling away. Bobby Labonte starting to hold these guys up a bit though, and it's showing. So he's got the rear view camera. Go down. Only 20 laps to go this next time by. This race is winding down in a hurry. Right to the rear bumper. See if Bobby can hold this position through the lap. You see Denny Hamlin going outside of Keselowski behind here. Couldn't get the pass complete. Hamlin trying to hold off Kyle Busch now. Rusty Wallace tries to make it side by side into turn 1. Kevin Harvick and Clint Boyer up ahead, about 6 seconds up the road. take a look what we got on pit lane. That's Mark Martin and Bubba Wallace. See Terry Labonte. So making sure we don't have any damaged cars. It might be potential damage, but we'll find out some after the race on those ones. Jarrett just looking solid at the moment. And it seems as though Mark Martin might have some pretty big damage to his car. He might got out in the gravel trap into the wall. Rusty Wallace currently the first car a lap down and 18th, just behind this group. Terry Labonte is the next car on the lead, last car on the lead lap. Still a ways up the track by about 20 seconds at least. We are going to get another caution here, ladies and gentlemen. Track covered in gravel. Bringing out the second caution for that reason here today. Other being the crash for Dale Earnhardt Jr. So with under 20 laps to go, 19 at the moment, 18 at the line. What do the leaders do? They should be good to go on fuel from here on out. Everyone, I imagine, will stop. Setting up for an amazing finish here in the Stock Car Championship Series. This again, round 11 of 36. Top two in points, Jimmy Johnson and Tony Stewart have had terrible days. Both cars getting severe damage and wrecks. Currently running 29th for Tony Stewart, so he's improved a little bit. But Jimmy Johnson, let's see, is he... Wow, okay. Further back than I thought. 38th at the moment. Out of 40 cars. Harry Gant, Michael Waltrip rounding out the field. And you got Kyle Busch, who's third in points. He's having a pretty good day. Right there, fifth in today's race. Kyle Larson, he's fourth at points, running an 8. Joey Logano trying to save what's been a rather terrible day. And considering what's happened to the top two in points, could come out of here with a pretty good overall result. Bobby Allison will be the wave around car, so keep that in mind. See how many decide to take to pit lane. Wow, a lot of cars deciding not to. I don't think that's a good idea. Neil Bonnet on back. So these are going to be the drivers that are competing for the win. Could be a pretty costly move for a lot of these guys who really had a shot at a good finish. exit pit road here. I think I see Kurt Busch out front. Then Matt Kenseth. Neil Bonnet. And is that Carl Edwards? We're going to get a Roush 1, 2, 3. To wait and see here. Some of these guys, again, are laps down, so I'll get that all cleaned up for you before we go back green flag racing. 18 cars will be on the lead lap, and we'll go green with 14 or maybe 15 laps if it'll get everybody organized in time. Mark Martin still on pit lane. While we got some time, let's check out what happened to him. Goes wide. That front end damage there. I'll do it every time. So, a lot of guys that were destined for good finishes just couldn't finish the job here, and it's really unfortunate for them. And I mean, not sure what these guys at the front were thinking. I mean, the whole top 12, I think, should have come down pit lane. There's no longer a benefit to staying out. So it's a bad call by all of those that stayed out. Go ahead and add one more lap to this caution. So I make sure we get everybody in order here for this restart. It'll hopefully be the last of the day. Friday we don't have any major track blockages like Dale Jr.'s wreck earlier. Next time by. Looks like everything is back in order here for the green flag. Lights are out on the pace car. Mark Martin is still around in the track here, getting back on up to speed. He's going to be 37th currently, trying to decide between himself and Jimmy Johnson who is going to get that spot. Might have a lap or two ahead on Jimmy. About 10 cars, 1 lap down, and then another 3, 2 laps down, handful, 3 laps down, Chase Elliott 4 laps down, Mark Martin 5 laps down, Jimmy Johnson 7, Gant and Michael Waltrip both 8 laps down to the lead. Everybody's still on track. It's the good news. Had quite a few incidents today at the top of the hill, but it's been exciting, and now the tire and fuel strategies are playing out. I think we're looking at the likes of Matt Kenseth, Kurt Busch, Tony Stewart if he's on the lead lap. No, he's not. But cars back there that took tires are going to be the ones that are going to win this race. Took fuel on lap 49. Dale Jarrett, actually the leader here. He's had a really good race. Been in the right place at the right time. Just, I don't think he has any incidents to speak of here. Many cars have a blemish on their record. Some on their rear bumper, like Bobby Labonte. Maybe slowing him up a bit. We know he's a little off pace there towards the end of that last green flag run. Did not come in for repairs or to get tires. We'll see how that works out here. Dale Jarrett, final corner, about to take the green flag. See if Darrell Waltrip can get by for second here. He's already alongside him past Bobby Labonte. Easy. Bobby trying to hold off his old car. Kyle Busch. He will, so Bobby into third. Darrell Waltrip, he's got 5 laps more fuel than Darrell and Bobby. That comes into play at all. Kyle Busch, same goes for him. We gotta see Darrell and Bobby probably in the next lap or two. They gotta be on close to fuels. We're gonna want to hang with this camera. It's kind of redundant, but with what we've seen happen, we just can't afford to miss any of the leaders going off the track here. Wow, Terry Labonte almost goes away. Sarah's going to make it through. They're checking up at the back, but we're all good. Darrell goes out wide, trying to get the pass. Kyle Busch, he's hitting pit lane. Coming in early. I think that will get him around these guys. So he'll be able to get quick laps and clean air. And they're still struggling on these older tires. See Kyle Larson in the background. He's up to 5th. Last pit on lap 40. Can he make it the rest of the way? That's borderline. With the yellow flags we've had, it's possible. Meanwhile, Bubba Wallace would be the first of the cars that we are 100% certain can make it. Be a huge day. Bubba Wallace could win here at Mid-Ohio. Jeff Gordon right behind him. He can also make it. So 8th on back, we are positive. Twelfth place was off. See who that was. Kyle Busch. Oh no, he took the pits, that's right. Oh. Bobby Allison was also there. Oh man, I about had a heart attack. Dale Jarrett's going, so's Darrell Waltrip. Wow, I think they almost crashed on pit entry. Larson, he's in. So Bobby Labonte, Brad Keselowski staying out. Bubba Wallace will eventually take the lead here at Mid-Ohio. Gordon to the outside into turn 2. He's got the speed. Can he hold the grip? Oh my God, sliding off of the corner. Side by side with Bubba Wallace. Kawicki looking around. This is the battle for the win. Kawicki's going to go by for second, or what will be second. Bubba losing 2 spots there on the straightaway. Thought he had a shot here. But Jeff Gordon looking tough to beat now. He does not have many challengers around that have been at his level here today. Kawicki's been quick, but not quick enough. His fast lap 125.359. Gordon's fastest a full second up on that, 124.2. There goes Bobby Labonte. Keselowski now stay now. Can probably make it another lap or 2, maybe more, but it's inevitable he's going to have to pit. I see Bubba falling back to Terry Labonte. Might be dealing with a little bit of damage. And now just damage control at this point. Pearson trying to get himself a top 5, so he's going to be giving it all he's got. This battle for 7th. Just trying to get a nose before he gets to that corner. Might be able to make the move. Side by side behind. Cale Yarbo is going to move up into 9th. Oh, nose, but everybody stays on track. This one's getting closer. And Gordon now to the rear bumper of Keselowski. Going to do it the legitimate way, passing Keselowski. That way, no excuses. Hey, I had to pit. You know. 10 laps remain. Gordon. And it's looking like his race to win. He's got to keep it clean, avoid any mistakes. Over the moon about a top 3 here. Very technical driver, so no surprise he's shining here at the road course. There goes Brad. He's hitting pit lane. While we have a moment, the lead grown pretty far for Jeff going over Kawicki. Let's see, Dale Jarrett, yeah, he is ahead of Kyle Busch at the moment. And that is going to be 4-11. And now potentially 10th as they will get by Keselowski here. Oh, coming out of pit lane, actually. How's this going to play out? Warm tires for Jarrett and Busch. Kyle looks like he's going to get this pass done on the outside. Well, for the back, you got Darrell Waltrip and Kyle Larson. Larson here's 14th. There's Jeff Gordon. in that trouble spot. Let's make sure our leaders get through here. Top 5, they're through. Oh, Carl Edwards! Throwing away, great finish. Might still be like at top 20, but it sounds like he got the wall pretty good. There goes Rudd. Oh man, Edwards was in there hard. And then got hit by Rudd. Oh no, it's over for 99. Ooh. Yeah, that was a big one. Good measure. Putting the 99 behind the wall. Less than 10 to go. Heartbreak Hotel if you're Carl Edwards. Look at that lead now. Battle's really from third on back at this point. Looks like Kelly Armo might be going for the position here, but backs out before they get to the actual corner. Oh, Bubba gets sideways. Close call. Trying to hold on to the podium here. 8 laps to coming up on 7 laps to go this time by. The Intimidator lurking in the background. What it could do for Bubba Wallace's confidence should he be able to finish here. Oh, Terry looks slow. Can't quite get it done though. Looks like he's gonna go high this time. You saw Jeff Gordon do it. Bubba might be in trouble here. Terry Lyle's gonna have grip on the high side. Hit that run. Hendrick Power catapulting him off the final corner. Pearson, he's trying to use the same momentum, stay ahead of Dale Sr. Got one car defending, one car on offense, doing the same thing. Kelly Yarbrough in the background, passing Neil Bonnet. This will move Terry Labonte up into P3. Earnhardt looking to get 4th and gets around tentatively. No, can't pull it off. Oh boy, side by side here. Close calls. Oh, Dale Earnhardt, he's going into the wall hard. Oh, that's going to be a broken suspension. Kelly Yarbrough's in. Richard Petty, Kelly Yarbrough, Dale Earnhardt, all going to the wall here. Oh my goodness. There's Darrell Waltrip. Petty's gonna get DQ'd. He gets going. Oh my God. This race is relentless. Earnhardt Sr., Darrell Waltrip, Cale Yarbrough all wrecking in the same corner on the same lap. Terry Labonte now pulling away in 3rd. Feeling pretty comfortable. If you're Jeff Gordon, your spotter better be relaying this information to you. Hold it together, man. We've got a huge lead right now. No pressure. That's your top 5. Here comes 6th place. Neil Bonnet going sideways. Woo. Gordon, 5 laps to go. Looking for his 2nd win on the season. He won at iRacing Super Speedway. from pole position at that. Heck of a run that day. Now looking to close out here at Mid-Ohio. Gordon, 10th in points. This win will definitely get him over Mark Martin and Richard Petty. Probably Cale Yarbrough. He could find himself in the top 7 at least here once we're all said and done. I just gotta keep it together here. 5 more laps. Oh no! I thought he was going that way. Just each time it's a heart attack, I swear. Need to go back to this camera. I'm used to seeing what it looks like there through that corner. Is nerve-wracking watching that. So we got Earnhardt Sr. on pit lane getting repairs. Bobby Allison up ahead. He's now considered 16th, last car on the lap. It's not been a terrible day for him. Oh, we got 8th place. They're wrecked. Who's up here? It's a Cale again. Oh my gosh. Sometimes, like I say, when it rains, it pours. Back to the front. It's Jeff Gordon. Huge gap now to Kwiatkowski, 5 seconds. Nearly a second quicker that time by. Last pit on lap 49. Caution flags in between should have this 24 Exalta DuPont Chevy clear to the finish. Oh, and Pearson, he's able to get by Bubba Wallace for 4th. Bubba now just hoping to retain his 5th place finish as Neil Bonnet holding up big train of cars. He should be able to do so. 3 laps to go. Gordon, no one in his rearview mirror can maybe pick out Kwiatkowski. Maybe a stretch of how small he would be in that rearview mirror. Maybe see him coming off the corner, a flash in his side of his eye every once in a while, but that's about it. 6 seconds the gap now. Just right along here with the 24 cars. He has to finish this race out. Incredible job all day. One of the few cars to not make a mistake. Pearson's going to try to track down Labonte in these final laps. He's got 3 seconds is the gap, and obviously less than 3 laps. I don't know if there's enough time, but top 5 currently Jeff Gordon, Al Kwiatkowski, Terry Labonte, David Pearson, and Bubba Wallace. Then you have Neil Bonnet running in 6th. Incredible. That's why you gotta love the road courses. Guys can get surprise finishes and really upset the point standings. Typically you find a faster car will win these races. Something that's typically towards the front. But those that fill out the rest of the field from second on back, it can be a whole mixed bag. Under 2 laps to go. Gordon is being reminded over and over, I'm sure. Keep it smooth, keep it smooth. His way through these S's. Nicely done. One more time, that's all he needs. Comes Kawicki. Clean as well. Fantastic here. White flag in the air for Jeff Gordon. Can he put it together here off the final lap? Just needs to stay clean. Carl Edwards exiting pit lane behind him, who had a top 10 going all the way back in 37th now. Oh my goodness. Oh, second place is pitting. Kawicki couldn't make it. Last lap, Kawicki had to pit for a splash and go. Finds himself now back in 5th. Pearson now up to 3rd. Oh my gosh. We'll get back to that in a moment. Terry Labonte looking at 2nd place here. Final couple corners for Jeff Gordon. And he does it. He's smooth. Final couple corners for the 24. Jeff Gordon looking for his 2nd win of the season, our 2nd repeat winner. And he's going to do it in dominating fashion. Next closest car, 18 seconds back, and that is going to be Terry Labonte. Let's go find him for a moment. Oh, Terry's going to be up here, 05. He's in the final corner. Going to come home 2nd. David Pearson will be 3rd. Kawicki probably can't believe it, but 4th. Still an impressive finish. Bubba Wallace will round out the top 5. There's Neil Bonnet in 6th. Incredible. Kyle Busch 7. It's Keselowski. He'll be in 8th. Dale Jarrett 9th. And Kyle Larson comes home 10th. Incredible race. Back up front here with your winner. 24 car Jeff Gordon gets it done. Like we mentioned, going to be a huge points day. Should see him easily in the top 7, I think, if not as high as the top 5. But just was flawless today. One of the few cars not to make a mistake at this very turn he's going through right now. Car parts everywhere. Oh, what a win. Jeff Gordon and the Rainbow Warriors put it together. Let's go ahead and pull up our results page. See, Gordon started 7th and made it up to 1st. Terry Labonte starting 31st, though, making it up to 2nd. 29 positions. Bubba Wallace up 30 from 35th. He finished 5th. Then you got Neil Bonnet starting dead last, 40th. Finishes 6th. 34 positions gained. Definitely your mover of the race. Kenny Schrader had a great run. Kelly Yarborough probably could have had a top 5. A lot of guys, if they would have picked, could have had better finishes like Dale Jarrett, Bobby Labonte, Darrell Waltrip. I'm going to go through the cars that had trouble. A lot of guys back here lap down. Thought they might have been on the lead lap, so I was a bit confused. Kurt Busch, Matt Kenseth. Ernie Irvin, pretty good run, 22nd. I'll take that. See, Petty started on pole, finishing 24th. Awful day again for that 43 car. It's just been a bad season. Earnhardt Sr. back to 29th. He had a potential top 10. Rusty Wallace finishing 35th. Started 4th. So got Jimmy Johnson 5th to 38th. Tony Stewart turned it around a bit. He started 12th, got up to the top 10, and then had his incident back to 26th, though not terrible. But yeah, Davey Allison on back. Just a rough day. Finishing 40th, Michael Waltrip got passed by Harry Gant towards the end of the race. Both cars 8 laps down. But that is that here at Mid-Ohio. What we'll do now, go back and we'll see if we can capture all the wrecks from today or any contact. Here's lap 1. We got Mark Martin. For a ride. So that was pretty early on. Oh, and then he runs into the fence. There was the tricky spot. Here again, first one. Gets it going. Oh, we're gonna come back again. Next lap. Same incident, except this time he makes it count. Here's Truex. Saw his problems throughout the day. That one not too bad. He'll make up for it. Tony Stewart, lap 6. Devastating. Same lap for Ken Schrader. This was an interesting one. Bill Elliott, Carl Edwards. They really get into it here. Somehow do not get turned around. Here's Martin Truex. Keeps his foot in it, which allows him to get to the tires. There's a bit of damage. Oh, Michael Waltrip completely missing entry there. Wasn't too bad overall. See Petty already there with Logano now. Almost like a bit of a graveyard out here. Clint Boyer, not a normal, typical area to go around. Found a way. There goes Rudd. Going wide on the carousel. Bit of contact with that tire barrier. Let's chase Elliott, lap 14. Ooh, that was a big one. Another Napa car. Also lap 14. Same exact hit. Lap 15. Got Ernie Irvin this time. Feeling the pressure from Greg Biffle. Just couldn't quite keep it under him. Found himself going in reverse to get it turned back the right way. Matt Kenseth, this was at a really unfortunate point of the race for him. Was running 10th. BW lap 19. Oh, and then lap 20. Either side of the gravel tires, or he was struggling for grip. So maybe in a reaction to Terry Labonte's spin, but didn't lose too much time. Couldn't get to pit lane. Oh, Harry Gant. Going around again. Oh, that was a hard hit for Harvick. That's what I was looking at. Just went straight. Irvin backs it in. Oh, but really busted up the rear end there. Tony Stewart, lap 24. There were a lot of incidents. That might be the furthest we saw. Oh, goodness. Hard hit with Tony Stewart. This one. Ricocheted him into the tire. Wow. Hard hit. I thought those guys were still sitting there. About to be real bad. So many in a row here. All on, like, basically within 3 laps of each other. These guys were going around at a rapid pace. Oh, Jimmy. Oh! That was a big one. Rosedale Jr. back across the track. That brought out a caution. A lot of cars get checked up here and some bumper damage. Oh, Bubba and Terry wound up a very good finish in 2nd and 5th, but here on lap 37, they both go around, blessing in the skies. Boyer almost goes with him. Oh, Harvick again. Just kept doing that same move and kept biting him. Here he is now. No real control over his car. Rusty almost gets back down into Harvick, but holds his line. We're on lap 42 now. Bill Elliott from 7th. No, can't believe it. That light tap is all taken. And again, same corner for Earnhardt Jr. Like he almost gassed it up back into the racing line. That would have been interesting. That was from 3rd. That was Mark Martin. That was a big one. Now Junior to top it off after had a good run going. Accident wasn't terrible. Putting this in the apex there. Truex spins in turn 2. Rudd twice in the final corner. Oh, contact with Truex and Ernie Irvin on pit lane. There goes Hamlin. Almost within the final 10 laps, so this is where these spins are really starting to hurt these guys. Ouch. Interesting spot for Waltrip, trying to make a pass, and just no grip out there. Oh, there you go, Bobby Albani and Kyle Petty at the same time there. There's lap 51 for Mark Martin. He hits hard in the wall. That one was bad. Kyle Petty again. Carl Edwards from 10th. Oh no. Comes Ricky Rudd again. I can't believe how many incidents Rudd had. He finished 25th. Earnhardt just couldn't keep it together. Hard impact with that left rear. That was big. There's Darrell Waltrip falling right in line. Rusty on lap 60. Can't get it back on the right way. Hard into the left right. Ooh. Comes Kelly Yarbrough. Too much. Lazy spin. It's already out in the grass. Rudd again. How many incidents did he have? Petty. Keeping it almost. Couldn't hold on. And that is your Rex for here at Mid-Ohio. That took a minute. 18-second win for Jeff Gordon over Terry Labonte and David Pearson. Kawicki, Bubba Wallace round out the top 5. Let's check your incidents. I think I can't really quite tell who I see here. To close our standings overlay. Earnhardt Jr., 10 incidents on the day. Ricky Rudd, 8. Carl Edwards, 8. Kevin Harvick, 8. And Tony Stewart, 8. But that does it for our race here at Mid-Ohio. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. We'll be back on Wednesday. As I mentioned at the top of the show, the next 4 races are all on the ovals. We'll start with Gateway International Speedway, or Gateway Motor Speedway. I do apologize if I'm getting that wrong. But Gateway will be next, then Iowa, I guess WeatherTech, whatever. Then Gateway, Iowa, Kansas, and Bristol. That's your next 4 races. From there, we go to the Charlotte Road Course and then the Charlotte Oval. Following that race will be the second leg of our Twin Checkered Challenge and also be the halfway point of the season. We will be crossing the pond to Le Mans for a 4-hour endurance race here in the Cup Series. That's going to be very exciting and won't be too far off the calendar. Taking a look here, it's going to be in about 3-4 weeks time, so be sure to tune in for that. But Jimmy Johnson and Tony Stewart, your points leaders, both having problems today. We'll see how that shakes out with the point standings. Kyle Busch, Kyle Larson had pretty good runs. Your winner today, Jeff Gordon. See you next race, as we mentioned, next Wednesday at Gateway. Until then, have a great weekend, and we'll see you then.